Maurice James Dease VC was a British Army officer during the First World War. He was one of the first British officer battle casualties of the war and the first posthumous recipient of the Victoria Cross in the war. Career. Dease was born on the 28th of September 1889 in Gallstown, Goole, County Westmeath, Ireland to Edmund Fitzlawrence and Catherine Murray Dease. He was educated at Stonyhurst College and the Army Department of Wimbledon College before attending the Royal Military College, Sandhurst. He was 24 years old, and a lieutenant in the 4th Battalion, the Royal Fusiliers, and was awarded the VC for his actions on the 23rd of August 1914, at Mons, Belgium. Nimy Bridge was being defended by a single company of the 4th Royal Fusiliers and a machine gun section with Dease in command. The gunfire was intense, and the casualties very heavy, but the lieutenant went on firing in spite of his wounds, until he was hit for the 5th time and was carried away. Though 2 or 3 times badly wounded, he continued to control the fire of his machine guns at Mons on the 23rd of August, until all his men were shot. He died of his wounds. Dease won the first Victoria Cross to be awarded in the Great War, and he received it on the first day of the first significant British encounter in that war, when Lieutenant Dease had been mortally wounded. Private Sidney Godley offered to defend the railway bridge while the rest of the section retreated and was also awarded the VC. He was taken prisoner of war. H.C. O'Neill wrote this account in the Royal Fusiliers in the Great War. The machine gun crews were constantly being knocked out. So cramped was the position that when a man was hit he had to be removed before another could take his place. The approach from the trench was across the open, and whenever a gun stopped, Lieutenant Maurice Dease went up to see what was wrong. To do this once called for no ordinary courage. To repeat it several times could only be done with real heroism. Dease was badly wounded on these journeys, but insisted on remaining at duty as long as one of his crew could fire. The 3rd wound proved fatal, and a well-deserved VC was awarded him posthumously. By this time both guns had ceased firing, and all the crew had been knocked out. In response to an inquiry whether anyone else knew how to operate the guns, Private Godley came forward. He cleared the emplacement under heavy fire and brought the gun into action, but he had not been firing long before the gun was hit and put completely out of action. The water jackets of both guns were riddled with bullets, so that they were no longer of any use. Godley himself was badly wounded and later fell into the hands of the Germans. Dease is buried at St. Symphorien Military Cemetery, 2 kilometers east of Mons, in Belgium. He is remembered with a plaque under the Nimy Railway Bridge, Mons, and in Westminster Cathedral. His name is on the wayside cross in Woodchester, Stroud, Gloucestershire, on a cross at Exton, Rutland, and on a plaque installed in St. Martin's Church, Culmullen, County Meath, Ireland. His Victoria Cross is displayed at the Royal Fusiliers Museum in the Tower of London. Victoria Cross holders are being honoured with commemorative paving stones. Dease's was the first to be unveiled on the 23rd of August 2014 at Glasnevin Cemetery, Dublin. He was portrayed in the BBC 3 series Our World War by Dominic Thorburn.